The Galactic Council's research vessel Astral Seeker hovered silently in Earth's orbit, its advanced cloaking technology rendering it invisible to human detection systems. Inside, Chief Xenobiologist Trell stared in disbelief at the holographic data streaming before him, his four eyes blinking rapidly in succession. "This cannot be accurate," he whispered to his research team. "Run the environmental analysis again." His assistant, Vix, tapped her slender fingers across the luminescent control panel. "Sir, we've run it 7 times. The readings are consistent. Earth is a Class 13 death world." The classification hung heavy in the air. In the 3,000 years of interstellar exploration, the Council had documented only 2 other Class 13 planets, both uninhabited wastelands of extreme temperature, fluctuations, toxic atmospheres, and relentless tectonic activity. No sentient species had ever evolved on such a world, let alone thrived. And yet, Trell gestured toward the view screen displaying a bustling human city. There are billions of them, building, creating, living as if their environment isn't, constantly trying to kill them. Commander Lorne, the military attaché assigned to the expedition, joined them at the console. Perhaps they're unaware of their situation? Many primitive species lack understanding of their own planetary conditions. "No," said Trell, pulling up human weather reports. "They track atmospheric disturbances, predict geological events. They know their world experiences freezing temperatures that would kill most council species, yet they've adapted. They've built shelters against storms that would flatten our strongest structures." Vix's voice trembled slightly. "Sir, according to our data, humans routinely survive conditions that would be fatal to 97% of known sentient species." The team fell silent as they watched humans going about their daily lives, oblivious to the alien observers. "Look at this," said Lorne, pulling up footage of mountain climbers scaling peaks where oxygen levels were dangerously low. "They do this for recreation." "That's nothing," replied Vix, switching the feed to underwater divers. "They willingly submerge themselves in an environment where they cannot naturally breathe. For fun." Trell's inner membranes fluttered in agitation. "We need to understand how they've adapted. Biological scans indicate they're surprisingly fragile physically. No natural armor, minimal redundant organs, relatively slow healing rates. By all logic, they should not dominate their ecosystem." For 3 planetary rotations, the research team studied human activity across Earth, growing increasingly puzzled by what they observed. Humans drove vehicles at lethal speeds. They ingested substances that were technically poisonous like ethanol and caffeine, apparently for pleasure. They intentionally exposed themselves to radiation from their sun until their skin changed color. "Their pain threshold is remarkable," noted the medical officer Kef after reviewing footage of a human continuing to run on a clearly damaged limb during what the humans called a marathon. "They seemed to voluntarily endure discomfort that would incapacitate most species." On the 4th day, Trell called an emergency meeting of the research team. "I believe I understand now," he said solemnly. "It's not that humans evolved special, biological adaptations to survive their death world. Rather, they evolved an unprecedented psychological adaptation." The holographic display showed humans responding to various disasters: earthquakes, floods, fires, blizzards. Look at their behavior, patterns. Where most species would flee permanently from areas of high risk, humans rebuild in the same locations. They don't just survive their world, they challenge it. Lorne studied the images with growing concern. "If they're this resilient on their homeworld..." "Precisely," said Trell. "Should humans achieve widespread interstellar travel, they would find most council worlds trivially hospitable. Environments we consider challenging would be comfortable to them." Vix's voice was barely audible. "They could colonize anywhere." "Worse," said Kef, reviewing the psychological data. "Their adaptability isn't merely physical. They possess extraordinary cognitive flexibility. When faced with problems, they create solutions at rates unprecedented in known species." Trell nodded gravely. "It's their defining trait. Their entire history is a chronicle of overcoming limitations that should, by all reasonable measures, have contained them." The view screen showed various human inventions: protective clothing for extreme environments, vehicles for traversing hostile terrain, buildings designed to withstand natural disasters. They don't adapt to their environment, Trell concluded. They adapt their environment to themselves. Commander Lorne straightened, military training evident in his posture. I'll recommend immediate contact protocols. If humans are this formidable on a death world, we cannot risk them developing interstellar capabilities without council guidance. No, Trell said firmly. We observe, we learn, but we do not engage. Not yet. Why? Demanded Lorne. Trell gestured to the screen showing children playing in a park, laughing as they climbed structures and fell without apparent concern for injury. Because a species that evolves on a Class 13 death world doesn't develop the same fears as the rest of us. Look at their entertainment. They imagine threats worse than their reality and then conceptualize defeating them. Their fiction is filled with scenarios where they triumph against impossible odds. They expect to win, whispered Vix in realization. Yes, said Trell, and a species that expects to win is the most dangerous kind of all. As the Astral Seeker prepared to depart Earth's orbit, Trell made his final log entry. Humans are not exceptional because they can survive on a death world. They're exceptional because they don't realize how impossible that should be. Their greatest strength isn't their resilience, it's their absolute conviction that they can overcome any challenge their universe presents. May the stars help any force that convinces them otherwise.